So what we have here is very typical Turner toenails, whereby the nail plate is very long and the free edge, which is the white part, can end up short into the corners of the nail, and that can cause ingrowing toenails. So when you cut Turner nails, you always have to make sure that the corner of the nail is just sitting out in fresh air and no more. And it may be that when you cut the nail, you think you've left the nail far too long, but you must have the edge of the nail in fresh air, if you like. So we'll cut these nails. We've got a funny wee one here. This is called congenital onychogryphosis, and it just means it's a wee thickened toenail. And when you cut the nail, you need a bit of skin tension. So you would, the best way to cut nails is to sit looking at the foot, not sit where the subject is. And you just pull the soft tissue back slightly and just cut down. And what you must do when you cut the nail is always, when you use scissors, nippers, clippers, is have the business end, the sharp end, sitting in fresh air, because if you don't have, you end up leaving a little spike behind. There we go. What I do when I cut is I normally put my thumb over the blades of the nippers so that I don't end up getting a piece of nail in my mouth. This is a difficult one. So once again, got the nail, but the tips are in fresh air, cut, and same again on this side. And this is a feature of Turner nails that's making it difficult for me to cut, because they're what we call involuted. The nails tend to be increased in curvature, and what people often do is they use these nippers and they nibble their whole way round, then they nibble down into the corner, and that's where your ingrown toenails come from. Now this is a tough nail, this one's well made, and that's why it's best to use nail nippers rather than scissors or clippers or something like that. I think we'll leave that one like that just now. And the trick with these nails is a little often. You don't leave them till they become very long, and then you cut them very short, and each way that tends to cause ingrowing toenails. And you can see with this big toenail here is that there's still quite a lot of the free edge, the white piece of the nail there. And lots of people, when they cut their toenails, they cut it right down to the pink bit of the nail. You can't do that with these toenails, because once again, it causes ingrown toenails. And to finish off, after we've used the nail nippers to cut them, we would file them and just file off any little sharp corners. And we'll just do that now. And you can use a metal file or an emery board or whatever, and what you would do is you would file from the subject towards you and then just give the corners of the nail a wee wipe with the file just to take any sharp corners off it. And see there, and there, there. You need to use a bit more effort on this one to get it thinned down. They look nice now, don't they? Yeah. You can see here there's just one tiny little sharp corner, and that's why it's an advantage just to get your file in there and get rid of that, because once again that can cause problems and it can dig into the skin. And the name of the game really, as I said before, is a little often. And some of the turner nails can be very, very turned in, and it may be that they're virtually impossible for you to cut, and they would have to be cut professionally, and that being the case, you would just need to file them regularly just to keep the length off them. And there we are, all done.